Israelites had to deal with, right? So it says, and ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for a multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, among the heathen nations, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods. Because when you there, amongst these heathen Gentile nations, you're going to be in subjection to them. And when you're in subjection to them, they're going to lie to you. They're going to deceive you. All right. Especially in the very end with Esau, Edom, the wicked ruling. They were really going to deceive you. All right. And you're going to be serving other gods that they just made up. That's what's going on to this day. Our people are still under this curse right here. Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. So the true Israelites, they are scattered amongst all people. All right. And even some of the Israelites look like the heathen nations where they were scattered. From the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou, you Israelites, shall serve other gods that really don't exist. They only exist in the minds of men, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, a failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind. These are the curses that so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are dealing with to this day. All right. But we're going to be saved from these curses. That's the good news. That's the gospel. OK, but we had to go through all these things. It was for our learning because we messed up. How did we mess up? Because we forsook our Father. We forsook his ways. Why? Because we were also in this flesh where we couldn't do perfectly. But again, that was a part of the experience that we had to have for our learning, for our purification and perfecting process. But be it known, when the true Israelites are saved from this predicament, all the world is going to know, because all the world is going to bow down to the Israelites in the way of the Israelites. First and foremost, they're going to bow down to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And subsequently, they're going to bow down to the Israelites. And I am going to read it. So it says that in that Deuteronomy that we were going to serve other gods. And it's going to be those gods of Psalms 96. All right. And 5, where it says, you know, all the gods of the nations are idols. Now that we're under the subjection of these heathen Gentile nations, well, our people are about their idols that they just made up as well. All right. So let's get this Psalms 149. All right. This is the book of Psalms 149. So it reads, praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. You hear that? Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. The children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. He will beautify the meek with salvation. So here it is, the Israelites, because it says, let Israel rejoice, right? Rejoice. Why? Because we're going to be saved. Saved from what? Well, we're going to be saved from what the Apostle Paul said, delivered from these bodies. All right. And we're going to be we're going to have the promise. All right. Of those bodies that's going to be likened and fashioned like unto Yahweh's glorious body. That's a promise. So we're going to be delivered, saved. All right. From these bodies. All right. Unto the bodies that we're ultimately promised to get. OK, then we're going to be saved from being in subjection to our enemies. Remember, we read that Deuteronomy that, hey, he plucked us off our land, scattered us among all nations all over the world in subjection to them. All right. He has given us over into their hand, but he's going to also deliver us from being in their hand. First, he's going to deliver us, the elect spiritually. All right. And they're going to come, out of that docile mindset and the mindsets of these heathen nations and the mindset of carnality and the mindsets of this world to come back to the mindset of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, only the elect. And then only the elect will be saved from the wrath of the Lord that he's coming for these heathen. All right. These heathen nations, this wrath, this fire that he's coming with is for them. It's just that majority of our people are going to be found like heathen because they're going to still have those heathen mindsets. If you about this world or a religion or philosophy of this world, a false doctrine, all right, then you are still counted as a heathen. All right. Only when you come to the knowledge of the truth, like it says right here in this Ephesians, all right, chapter 2 and 19, it says, now, therefore, ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God. When you are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahweh Shai himself being the chief cornerstone, then, see, but this is the 100% truth that you have to have faith in, because the apostles and prophets, Yahweh Shai himself being the chief cornerstone, has 100% truth. And when you have faith in that, now you are no more strangers and foreigners. Now you are not counted as a heathen anymore. All right. And so this only is the elect that's going to come to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and faith in it. Only the elect. While the rest of our people, they're still going to have those heathen mindsets. So they're going to get a heathen's reward, which is that fire. All right. See, but again, let's go back to this Psalms 149 and 4. It says, for the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. That's the Israelites, and namely the elect of the nation of Israel who humbled themselves to the will of the Father. See, the rest of our people, they didn't humble themselves. All right. They still were proud and thought that their way was better, or just another carnal some carnal way was better than the spiritual way of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's pride. That's prideful. That's not being meek. So though the meek are those who humble themselves to the will and righteousness and the way of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. That means you're going to get in line to go through the straight gate. OK, to be purified and perfected. But let's continue on. Verse 5. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praise of God be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. You hear that? To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all the saints. When this here happens, all the world is going to know who the Israelites are. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess, because here it is. It's just like here in Great Millstone, Chicago. We're into a handful of us is into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. All right. Our elder, the Elder Malcolm, he is a few strike black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he teaches us. All right. So here it is that, just a bunch of different submissions. All right. To where you tap out. So we're in the UFC too. So we watch UFC and you get certain people that, is just monsters, and they just tapping everybody out, submitting them to the point where it's like, man, I don't know, nobody want to even fight this particular guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he got power over them. All right. And it's like, nah. And then it's like when you do finally, you submit somebody, they tapping, saying, all right, you have the power. Please stop. Stop. You're hurting me. You're about to break something, kill me, whatever. Please stop. I'm bowing down to yes, you have the power. All right. So it's just like these kings. It says to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Right. Because it says how they're going to, matter of fact, That's in that Isaiah as well. Let me get that Isaiah where it says they're going to come bowing to thee. This is, and I hit this one as well the other day, and I'm going to hit it again. Isaiah 60:14. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee, all right, talking about these heathen nations who ultimately were going to bind their nobles, all right, we're going to bind their kings and their nobles with chains and fetters of iron, all right. And so it says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. See, when this scripture come to pass right here in Isaiah chapter 60 and 14, there will not be an argument of who the Israelites are. See, right now there's an argument. In this present evil world, everybody don't know. Everybody not bowing down right now. But here's a prophecy that has not yet come to pass, but it's about to. Isaiah 60:14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. All right. And matter of fact, verse 10, let me jump up to verse 10. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. Their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee. Talking about he smote us, the Israelites. But in my favor I have had mercy on thee. All right, on us, the special chosen children. Verse 11, therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that the men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. All right. So when this happens, all right, when this prophecy come to pass, it will be no argument, no question who the Israelites are. And all these heathen nations will be tapping, bowing down, all right, to the righteousness. Y'all, oh, y'all way, y'all. That was the way. That was the powerful way. That was the way that make me tap out. That was the way that make me bow down to y'all and say, hey, whatever y'all say, y'all got it, because y'all got the power over us. All right. Because here it is. We're going to do this with spiritual power. They're never going to have spiritual power like us. All right. We're going to be given the spiritual power. And it's the word that, which is spiritual. All right. That's going to make us these spiritual beings. All right. Gods. OK, where they're going to bow down, where it says we're going to Psalms 149:8. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. Who wrote it? The Most High God. So it's going to happen. All right. This honor have all his saints. All right. The saints are the Israelites. All right. To ultimately get this, Isaiah 2, and go straight to the point. Isaiah chapter 2. Isaiah chapter 2, I'm going to go straight to the point, verse 4. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. When the Israelites, the true biblical Israelites, are in power, there's going to be no argument anymore. There's not going to be there's not going to be war anymore. No more wars. It says that all the swords, all these guns and your tanks and these different weapons that Esau Edom has, it says we're going to beat those into plowshares. We're going to make them different agricultural tools because they're going to be building up our kingdom. All right. Ain't going to need no these guns and stuff anymore. See, the Israelites, we ain't going to need no guns. All right. We're going to have spirit, like the Apostle Paul, the Apostle Gabar always says. He said, guns, I don't care for guns. I don't like guns. But spiritual power, that I like. Because you could say, gun, disintegrate. With spiritual power. Gun, shoot the bullet and turn on the shooter. You know, with spiritual power, you can do all, like, what you need a gun for. Arm, bend, back, bend, head, come off. Just fall to the ground. Go up in the air. Oh, you ain't even got to do it. You could just you say nothing. You just. Whatever you want to do. Spiritual power. You know what I'm saying? Whatever spiritual power is that. Just that spiritual power. They make all these movies with the X-Men and the, you know, all these different, you know, DCs and the Marvels and all that, you know, and the all the superpowers they can do. Nothing on the Israelites and what the Most High God is going to make us into. Okay? So again, it says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears, all right, their swords and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation. You see that when the real Israelites are in power, there's going to be no more argument because there's going to be no more war. Ain't no nation going to rise up against any nation again. All right, because it's going to be the Israelites that's going to be ruling. And they're going to know because we have the power. And they're going to tap out to our power. They're going to know it. All right? They're going to feel it and realize like, yeah, nothing we can do with these. All right? Y'all got it. Yup. Y'all got it. You see, this is what's going to happen. All right? So this is letting you know right here, Psalms 149, that Isaiah 60, this Isaiah 2 and 4, this letting you know that the true Israelites are not in power right now. Those people that's over there in our land, but it's all the prophecies say that these things was going to happen. All right. So I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, that was edifying because the scriptures in that Ecclesiastes talk about the time of peace. All right. Matter of fact, let me do something real quick. Excuse me. The time of peace in that Ecclesiastes, it was talking about how that it's a time of war and a time of peace. See, right now in this present evil world, it's all the time of war. All right. In so many different ways. All right. See, but in the kingdom, all right, it's going to be a time for peace. That's when it's going to be the time for peace. All right. In the kingdom. That's when it's going to be peace. They're not going to learn war anymore in the kingdom. This letting you know when the true Israelites are in power, no more war. All right. No more argument of who the Israelites are. All right. You're going to see King David. All right. You're going to know, King David will be back on his throne. All right. And of course, Yahweh Shah. All right. And the elect, the governing body of the nation of Israel ruling. And it's going to be peace. OK, now, of course, we have to recompense the heathen, you know, what they have to get. All right. But after that, man, that's when that Proverbs 29 and 2 kick in. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You see what's going on in the world today? The wicked is bearing rule. Therefore, the people that's being ruled over are mourning. All right. So, again, this letting you know who the true letting you know that the true Israelites are not in power right now. All right, because it's all manner of wars and rumors of wars, and it's about to be, you know, the great war, War III. All right, that's prophesied to happen. It's coming. All right. See, but when the true Israelites are set up, which is right soon, all right, right after that War III, and you know the fulfilling of everything, all right, then the Israelites are going to be in power. All right, and there's going to be no argument about it. No argument. Everyone will know. Again, every knee shall bow. Every tongue shall confess that Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, is the true and living powers. All right. So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. With that, shalom.